What is up, everybody? This is Edward back with another video, another episode of Struggle Streaming with Everybody Hates Black Men. I'm your host, Edward Anderson, and this is Infomercial Hour. Shout out to BGS. I know BGS is on, Red Supreme is on. There's quite a few people on, but shit, I want to put this out there. So I should have put the link in the description. I didn't. Whatever. I'll put it. I'll put it in the description. I'll put it or the community tab. But I did want to let y'all know. Shout out to Kevin Samuels. I mean, I never question would he get it right. But like I told you all before, when you create an airtight argument and challenge people to disagree, that works sometimes if it's like kind of a contentious topic where a lot of people might disagree. But as you all can see, the results are results. But he just did a Instagram live, and the shit was off the chain. He did a for all of y'all that want to be like, oh, he making black men look bad. All these brothers definitely sound like they know how to read and write. One of them was actually in his last year of medical school. Um, none of these niggas look like lames or anything like that. Some of them got kids, and it was different groups of dudes, different types of dudes, different facets that were represented. So y'all should definitely shout out to check what's up Morpheus. So y'all should definitely check that out. One dude, it was like a 40-minute call, and then it kind of distilled to the other dudes. But at the end of the day, this is the kind of conversation a lot of the guys will be looking to have. And at the end of the day, it wasn't Kevin. What he did was he made it open ended. He kind of said, y'all go over there and y'all see it. But he basically had a kind of question. And then as the guys came in, he basically did the thing that he does with the Q&A, and then really exploring a lot of stuff, what he does. But it gave the room to do that. So the guys that called in weren't like fucking idiots or anything like that. Also, looking in the comments, a lot of the females believe Kevin has been fair. They, as far as they think that he's given the same intensity with that he gives the women. But to be honest with you, it wasn't really contentious like that, not like that at all. With any of the callers, but he did keep it 100 with all of the callers. Um, some of y'all will use the term belittling. None of that was done. But what this is showing, I mean, and like I said, one of the dudes was in medical school, so he definitely could have been a type of guy that was feeling himself. But Kevin was on the call with him for like 40 minutes. I didn't even looked at all of that. I looked at kind of like the first 10 minutes and the last 10 minutes, or the first 10 minutes and the last five. And yeah, and the main thing he was talking about, which what he using the terminology was kind of whatever, but he kept on talking about how a woman should value a man on potential, and that's the main conversation that they were having. And I understood what he was trying to say, but that word potential is dangerous, um, especially telling it to black women because they really don't know how to look at potential. And you could leave it open, and it's because Kevin was talking about, would you pick a guy your age? Would you pick a guy that's 40? I mean, I don't really agree with that, but I understand what he was coming from, and it's in alignment with what he says. But it was definitely a much better conversation. Some of the critiques, I see you Alpha Omega in here that was in there, it's much more in line with what you would probably want to see, the caliber of guys, the type of conversation. Of course, look, man, I'm gonna keep it real with you. Those bitches are losers. And although shout out to Red, shout out to I'm actually a lot more interested in Red talking about Q butter tomorrow morning or later on this morning than I am those bitches. Those bitches are losers. And I'm tired of giving them energy. I really am. To the extent of what you're talking about, Morpheus, of course she did. Of course she does. That's what David Carroll is always talking about, that particular YouTuber. Of course she does. They're all in that loser. I can't get the man I want, but I got the blood in my mouth, so I can't deal with no regular guy status. They're all in that. They're they're lose. I mean, and I'm not even saying that because I'm mad. They are losers. They are losers. And quite frankly, I'm really it's time for us. It's really time for folks to start moving on from them and start dealing with bigger targets. Like, actually, I'm glad you brought that up. Like, Psycho, I would love to debate Psycho because there's a reason why you use your username Psycho. Number one, motherfuckers be saying that I be going off and I be like getting emotional. No, Psycho gets emotional, and you can tell because one thing that you all notice when I talk is when I'm having a conversation with somebody, you all understand I always have presence of mind, meaning I know how to stop talking. I know how to like pump the brakes immediately when I want to. And even though it kind of seems like I'm talking over people, usually I can it's not so much I'm trying to just talk over people because quite frankly, I'm not trying to do that. That's stupid. That's like motherfuckers barking. I know how to stop when I need to stop. A lot of these dudes, they don't even know how to stop because they get so passionate or swept up in what they're saying and believe they're right or righteous that they don't shut the fuck up. And the truth is, like Psycho really believed he was checking me. He really believed, oh yeah, you said this, but you said that. And I'm like, nigga, I know what I said. And you're the one that's trying to kind of relitigate what you're talking about. I know what I said, not what you said. I mean, fucking, y'all are gender gang banging. Y'all are gender gang banging. I'm like, nigga, no, we're not. The problem is you all only want to talk about the race issue. But it like let's take it out of the gender. Let's talk about a basketball team. Let's talk NBA real quick. All right, let's talk NBA. So the Clippers, and if y'all saw the Clippers and Suns game, the Suns lost. Suns got their ass beat. Now what happened? What? So y'all just gonna keep asking me about bitches? Is that what y'all gonna keep doing? No, I haven't seen her video. Quite frankly, like I don't be watching these bitches like that all the time, dude. Like from a daily perspective, I'm usually if I'm listening to manosphere content, 90% of it is dudes. I will say I've been listening to Pink Book Lessons as Don Calypso recommended that in my Telegram. So I've been checking her out, and quite frankly, I can listen to her stuff relatively quickly because I can put her on 1.5 playback speed and her video's only 12 minutes. And a lot of guys that I've been telling to go over there and check it out, they've been giving positive responses. But for the most part, these chicks that are trying to like play games, I don't really listen to them like that because what's the point? I don't make content on it. Again, I was talking to telling Psycho, like, well, you don't need you need these bitches in order to make content because as far as he's concerned, what we do, yeah, I think it's all evil. I'm like, nigga. So let me go back to I'll address that. That's there's a reason I'm not posting y'all comments on the thing because I really don't give a fuck if people don't know what I'm talking about. So let's go back to the basketball kind of comparison. So you got Chris Paul. Chris Paul is obviously a Hall of Fame point guard. Um and you got like a whole bunch of new talent around in the Spurs. You see what happens when Chris Paul hasn't been there, how they've been playing, completely changed how they've been playing. Now, granted, they'll get better integrating Chris Paul and all that. I understand that. But what I'm saying is that culture matters. Shout out to Monty Williams for how he's culture matters. If you don't now compare that to the same Chris Paul with a much more stronger Blake Griffin. Who else was on that team? DeAndre Jordan. They arguably had a much more talented, much more polished and experienced team in the Clippers. Yet the Suns are doing a lot better. Hell, the fucking Nuggets and the Jazz have much more in comparison. Culture matters. And in sports, obviously talent and athleticism can kind of get around that a little bit, but culture matters. You see what happened with the Bucks and the Nets, and technically the Nets should have been able to beat the Bucks. I get they didn't have Kyrie Irving, but my point is a much more cohesive team is going to matter. And when you compare that to real life, when you look at certain ethnic groups competing with others, the problem is they have much more intact cultures. And when I say cultures, I'm talking about that as far as systems of doing things, efficiency. One dude was an African dude that was talking about that in or Roger shit. Very spot on. His shit is actually being worth being clipped out on its own. So the point of bringing the gender stuff up for the slow motherfuckers, because if we needed to bring it up from an age or generational standpoint, we would talk about that. It is to understand that we do not have cultural cohesion. We are not united. You black men for the most part are willing to do what needs to be done if the contract is right. And black men have the lowest standards by which they need to actually make a move. The women are on their own thing. I'm sorry that it's generation. I'm sorry that that's how it's there, but it is. And that predates feminism. Now, if the only thing you can fucking do is interpret that as you're just gender gangbanging, then I'm sorry you're fucking slow. I'm sorry you can't point out a problem and identify it because you have an emotional. And it's crazy because he understands that that shit's a problem. Yet, oh, well, all y'all do is talk about gender. You mean all we do is talk about what the issue is? Like all you do is talk about racism. That makes no fucking sense. That's like you telling a makeup channel all you and that's what Game Changer trying to say. All you talk about is makeup. First of all, we don't talk about gender, we talk about relationships, to be honest with you. And we also talk about and we talk about from a gender perspective, but to be honest with you, we also talk about it from a generational perspective as well, as multiple generations of black men are represented. You got boomers, Z's, millennials, and Xers, and we've had these generational clashes. But see, the problem is people want to see what the fuck they want to see, and that's it. And when you look at all of the variety, we pretty much cover damn me every area of activity. Are we doing it every day? No. And then if we need to bring other sectors in, we bring other sectors in. The dating sector, the political sector, the business sector. I mean, when you look at my channel alone, Glendon Cameron, Erica Shauna Williams. I'm the point is motherfuckers want to see what they want to see. And like I said before, you have people that are incapable of identifying what the problem is because they just can't, it's something in them that they just can't see it. And that's really kind of once I understood how prevalent that is amongst black men, that's kind of how I know that shit's not gonna change. Because if you cannot functionally identify a problem, there's no hope for you fixing it. There's no hope for you. It's literally like trying to fix a car and you know the car, the fucking exhaust or the catalytic converter is a problem, but you want to fucking fix everything else but the catalytic converter because you know how to fix everything else but the catalytic converter. It still doesn't fix the fucking car. And men have a certain blind spot, black men have a certain blind spot when it comes to women that quite frankly other races have and ethnic groups have learned to fucking exploit. This is why a lot of these dudes may get mad, but they don't really, they care, they do care. I'm not gonna say they don't, but they use pussy as a weapon against black men because they know you niggas will fall for it. When the Jewish people need you to sign a contract, niggas fall for it. Damn me all the time. Only a few niggas don't fall for it. Now, going back to what you was talking about with Six, let me tell you something. And I'm gonna say it just like this. I said it before and I'm gonna say it again. Six uses femininity and masculinity as a weapon. She uses it as a weapon. Um, and I'm gonna keep it real with you. If y'all want to be fuck dissecting what she says, if y'all want to be assholes, and y'all want to be fuck niggas, just say a stripper has no fucking right to tell me what's feminine or masculine. As far as I'm concerned, you're not qualified. And that's it. But quite frankly, I'm not telling y'all to go over there and listen to her like that. I haven't mentioned her like that. At the end of the day, once I started hearing, remember, like I don't listen to everybody, I don't absorb everything, especially women. I'm not gonna absorb a female's channel like that. But once I started hearing everything she don't, here's the problem. The problem is a proper woman is going to really understand, okay, I am an influencer. If I'm an influencer and I'm trying to do what needs to be done in the right way, I'm going to be like, what? Let me say it in another way. What have you all heard me tell you all about how you say things? Because you subvert your own message. You subvert the message we're trying to promote, right? What have you heard me over and over tell you all about talking about just throwing terms out, simping? Even pay attention to like using words like pick me and really understand what is being said behind it. Stop oversimplifying things. Like when people want to say, well, Mike Rashid's a simp. No. Shout out to Green Gorilla for having like a 5-hour discussion on it with very qualified people to have that discussion. I'll say it once and I'll say it again. Probably the best person in the manosphere to really go at Mike Rashid would probably be Coach Greg Adams. They have similar audiences too. Um, so I'm surprised Coach Greg Adams hasn't jumped in that. I'm really surprised because he knows Myron and them. But and he's on the 7. And I would love, I mean, could you imagine Mike Rashid going to the 7? I mean, all them niggas are certified, supposedly, right? So we can't make the argument that, like, you know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers know that. Anyway, I've told you this over and over. You are heard me on streams. Why? Because when you say dumb shit or you just simplify shit and you turn it into some kind of college football or basketball, my team is better than you all's, you undermine what we're trying to do. And then you undermine our position. It just becomes finger pointing and it's childish. That's the standard I hold myself to, and I try to tell you all to hold to that standard because we're right. Kevin would not have been able to deal with the level of scrutiny that he's gotten if if there was holes in his argument. And quite frankly, it ain't fuck the argument wasn't enough. The truth is, if Kevin wouldn't have been like 6'4" and like really living what he's talking about, I mean, you see how certain dudes are trying to relitigate shit and then try to unravel everything based on certain shit. But you got like, you know, these bitches agreeing with racist white supremacists and nobody's really like, you see what I'm saying? Like, you know, this is the crazy shit. But anyway, my point is I hold to that standard. So when I tell somebody else, and see, people can say, "Oh, but that's easy," but you only got 4,000 people. Whatever. My impact is bigger than necessarily my subscriber count. That's why motherfuckers always get mad at me. But anyway, when when I critique Six, what I'm saying is, if you really do believe in black love, and it's not some fucking matriarchal mating pattern, not some fucking puppy love emotional bullshit, and you actually believe that this and the community can be built around this, there's a certain standard. So when you use the term it's feminine and masculine, the reality of the situation is that if I actually really look at your what I can like easily see in your history, you don't like seriously. That shit does become on the table because you're trying. Because basically, at the end of the day, this is the truth about Six. If Six wasn't an attractive woman, nothing she says about femininity and masculinity would matter. Let's just keep that fucking a buck. And she knows that, which is why that's always kind of a card she likes to play on some petty shit. And yeah, the weak niggas will just fall for you because you look good. But the productive niggas actually can deal with women and relatively look like you. Take the makeup and all that off. She's attractive, but she's not like, oh my God, I'm instant simp. Unless you're dealing with black men that are predisposed to that fucking goofy shit anyway, which is why terms like goddess and shit is used. My point is, when you say um I don't like if a man does this, that's effeminate, and you keep overusing that, all you're really using is that's just another phrasing of A real man is this, a real man is that, a real man is this, a real man is that. And what happens is when you say shit like that, you start to do people that are serious are going to eventually start calling you to the table. And she knows this, which is why she's very careful at who she talks about. Because again, she's one of these ones that it's more important to push a narrative and get money out of it. And look, she ain't Cynthia G. Like, if you really compare like her to Cynthia G, I mean, it's no comparison. So there's much more, I'm not so when y'all, even when y'all call people strags, like, you notice I don't use that term. You notice I don't use that term. Y'all have heard me call motherfuckers bitches more than strags because you know what? Shit like that is fucking petty. It's irrelevant. It's weak. You're a strag. You're a strag. That don't mean they not. That don't mean you gonna stop them from doing shit. That don't mean you like. That don't mean shit. Calling somebody a name doesn't mean shit. It doesn't. And quite, I'm 30. I'm in my 30s. You're a strag. Like, why? Everybody can see it. You don't need to verbalize it. I'm not even necessarily saying that's for her. I mean, like, and it's just shit. You know, your your men are effeminate. Like, and the thing is, bitch, who are you to say what's a feminine in a man? Like, first of all, here's the truth. The truth is you're out of your lane. You're out of your lane even saying that. Like, you as a woman commenting on what is effeminate in a man, quite frankly, you need to chill on that because you're out of a woman's place. Truth be told. And when I say out of a woman's place, let's keep this 100. And patriarchal, the fact that she can do that to the extent that she can further gives you further shows that the black community is a gynocracy because black women actually believe that what they say is effeminate and masculine carries more weight than what men say. That's what I would ask her. I would ask her this simple question: do you believe that women have a greater say on what's effeminate and what's masculine, or do you believe men do? Just from a philosophical standpoint. Now, what she's gonna try to do is she's gonna try to make it both. No, fuck both, either or. And then what I'll do is I'll do what Kevin did. Okay, do you believe Asians are able to define what those rules are amongst their communities, or do you believe Asian men define what that shit is, or do you believe Asian women define it? We know what the answer is. Do you think Latin men define it, or you think Latin women define it? Do you think white men define it, or you think white women define it? That's all you got to do. You go back and forth. No, because I'm done mentioning these whole like a lot of these hoes names because y'all mentioned them in the chat because I'm not really here to be doing all that. But it doesn't matter really who I'm talking about. But my point is that when you hear women too many times, and that's that hotep shit, they want to tell you what because see, real they want to tell you, well, if a man does that, that's a like. First of all, no, what a bitch says is effeminate is really fucking relevant. Y'all need to really, quite frankly, take more heed to what men are saying than women are saying on that, like straight up. Because at the end of the day, black women have demonstrated as a collective group, unless you're like as a collective group, they don't know how to pick from jump anyway. Think about it. Think about it. I'm gonna tell you like this. Take somebody that was raised that's not a fucking stripper, that was raised right. Let's take because that's another thing too. If you're a fucking stripper, you can kill me with that bullshit. There's so, like like you can kill me with that bullshit, like for real. You can kill me with that bullshit. Trying to talk about what's a fem because you really don't even have a true grasp of it anyway, because you wouldn't have did that. And I'm quite frankly, here's the thing I'm gonna say. There's way too many former fucking strippers. in like in the lexicon, not only on social media, but also in like music. It's way too many like former strippers. Like, quite frankly, the community needs to have like an exorcism of that shit and start right. Any bitch that's a stripper, that needs to be like a porn, like a stripper might as well be a porn star trying to reinvent themselves. It should be seen as the same way. And that's a really a commentary on black people as a whole, including black men, that shit is not written off as much as it is. But anyway, let's go back. If you look at Angela Simmons, Angela Simmons was raised right. Angela Simmons had comes from the right family. Yet, who did Angela Simmons pick? And keep in mind, she could have got with Romeo. Brandy Norwood. Brandy Norwood was with Kobe. But what did Brandy Norwood go with? Mace. Now, people could say he was further along, he was more accomplished. Fine. It was Kobe was just potential. But see, guess what? Now bitches want to complain about Vanessa. You know, the end of the day, Vanessa did not have to stay with Kobe. She could have cashed out when Kobe cheated. She didn't. So we can argue that she was a nobody. Fine. When she wasn't a nobody and she had access to his money, guess what? She made a decision. A lot of things that a lot of people would do. So my point is, you got black women are probably the last women that actually can really have a commentary on what's feminine and what's masculine, because what they tend to pick is very hyper masculine Negroes, and then maybe on the second try, the smart ones get it right, and that's if somebody's willing to deal with them after they have a kid. Now, obviously, this stuff can get convoluted. It depends, but my point is, shout out to mental agility. Black women find it difficult to submit to a black man because they have always been placed on the social economic status. Absolutely, and quite frankly, that's done. That actually fucks them up, because the truth is, black men don't have that problem dealing with a lot of other groups. So that doesn't fuck us up as much as that fucks them up. That sets them up to be alone, but that's not the person's problem I'm talking about. But my point is, um, you all should be very weary of anybody that they say a real man is a real man. That so when somebody says, "Well, it's effeminate to this," that's somebody that if you were to have an actual conversation with them, that shit wouldn't hold up. Like when she said, "Oh, well, it's effeminate to be comfortable with a with a man if you make less than a if you make less than a woman and you're comfortable with that, that's effeminate." Okay, so if you make 150 grand and a bitch makes 400 grand, um, but let's say from a genetic currency ladder, she can't replace you because her money doesn't mean shit in the fucking dating market. It really doesn't. It really doesn't. It really doesn't. Who do you think? I got a question for y'all. Fuck Obama, President Obama. Who do you think was more valuable on the dating market? Obama, Barack, or Michelle? Press one for Barack, press two for Michelle. Who do y'all think was worth more on the dating? And when I say the dating market, I'm talking about in the beginning of their relationship when he first got with her, because she was making more money than him and she was ahead of him in the career. She can be livid. If it ain't true, it ain't true. But she was. I'm sorry. That's a part of your record. I don't need that to make the point. But at the end of the day, let's not act like that wasn't there. But also, from what I'm to understand, that's why I'm not mentioning the name. Her chest ain't all the way hers, which is something I didn't know because I'm not really looking at chicks like I'm not looking at chicks like I'm trying to, how motherfuckers. Oh, I'm trying to find out if it's Photoshop. I'm not trying to do all that because me, I'm like I can kill your point. I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need the fatal, like in Mortal Kombat, they got the fatal blow. I don't need the fatal blow to whoop your ass. Shout out to Morpheus. Keep up the good work. Have you ever noticed? when they say a real man is, it's always in a woman's favor. What happened? You call? No, it is, and that's one of the reasons why I don't take that seriously. I've never heard a woman say something. What a real man? Well, a real man. A real man will protect his assets and resources. You never hear shit like that, and this is how you know that shit's bullshit. This is bullshit, and you're playing games. You're playing games. And dudes can't see that because they're like, oh, she's attractive. I'm like, yo, y'all are that fucking thirsty? Y'all need to stop being number one. She got somebody. Like, nigga, stop being thirsty. Like, you didn't hear what she said? But anyway, she was livid. She can be livid. Ain't nobody make her do that shit. Shut the fuck up. I'll put her on a fucking Players Club. I'll make a mock up of the Players Club cover and put her ass on there. Shit. Better stop. Like, that ain't. That's like, if you tell somebody they're for, and you know what's funny? Like, think about it. Let's reverse it. You notice how dudes aren't embarrassed to say they were former drug dealers? You notice how dudes, like, in our space, they're not gonna lie about being former D boys. They say, look, I did it. It is what it is. If you want to be lame about it, be lame about it. But my point still stands on what the fuck I'm saying. They still push on what they're saying. They don't sit there and then get mad. They say, look, man, yeah, I did it. Whatever, I still stand on my point. They stand on it. I'm not saying they're always right either, because a lot of times they're not, but they still stand on it. They don't hide and run away from it. They say, look, I did it, end of. I still stand on my point. But see, the problem is you can't win that argument. If you're sitting here saying you're supposed to be some arbiter of what femininity and masculinity is, well, shit, if your man femininity was that fucking strong, you wouldn't have needed to do that in the first place. Shit, you would have just been able to sugar daddy it up. And there are women I know that can sugar baby it up without really having to fuck like that. You would have understood how to use this social media early on, because everybody on social media ain't. Some of these chicks are wearing bikinis, some of these chicks are wearing dresses in the right way and getting mad subscribers. They're not all like for stripping up on social media. And then you see how she carries that on. And like, I know somebody, like, okay, I'm gonna just say it. There's a group called the Refinement Group, and it's ran by a chick that's like north of 40. And I don't know if I don't think she may have been, I'm not sure. I don't know. But I've been following her for a while. And remember when I used to tell y'all ain't no such thing as born again pussy? That group was what I was referring to. They like to sell these like fix your yoni products, basically these PC things they put in a fucking badge to retighten it up, tuning up. I didn't know she comes from that, but she was a part of that. So it's that we gonna keep the return on investment, but still try to charge. And I mean, I'm not hating on the game, but don't get mad when people basically, tear down that cover behind the Wizard of Oz and say, look at this shit. Don't get mad, because that's a part of us. Remember that dude Spencer? Spencer just did a video on Fresh and Fit breaking down like that. And I'm not gonna lie, it makes sense. But a lot of those people that's doing those gold digger pranks, those are skits. They are literally skits that they're literally selling as if that was real shit. I am completely against that. Do not show women doing gold digger shit and that shit is scripted. That shit completely undermines what we're doing. And I am 100% against that. I don't give a fuck if you're doing it for views. That is fuck nigga shit. And that shit should be frowned upon no matter who's doing it. Because that completely undermines what we're doing. And that makes motherfuckers seem like, yeah, we're making it up. Absolutely. And I'm not hating on people trying to sell shit. Hey, I'm not mad at women trying to tune themselves up to be the best they can be. And it's a market for that because some of these women are so fucking stupid and hard to deal with that are younger. There's a market for that. I'm not hating. But don't try to come in here talk about what a real man this and a real man that, especially when I know you're coming from a place of you're trying to manipulate people. You're not coming from a place like we're in it together. You're coming from a place of I'm trying to get the maximum benefits I can get. See, men don't do that. Now, yeah, you got fuck niggas, but for the most part, men, the fuck niggas are actually the dudes that you like. The normal guys are not really doing that. They're doing equal exchange. It's kind of like corporate banking versus the regular regional banks. They're banking the right way versus you got Wells Fargo to just open it up motherfuckers account saying we're gonna put you in this goddamn Roth IRA whether you like it or not, and we're not gonna tell you. Well, I don't watch those videos. So I've heard of them, but I don't really watch them like that because you know, sub if you hate Jake Paul. What's up? But yeah. So my thing is when you go back to that and you're like, oh, what a real man, this and what a real man. I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here. Like knowing good and well, like yeah, man, a real man. Like, and you know what that's for? That's for the 6'2" niggas that they like that they are trying to shame these niggas into being motivated because they know they're already gonna throw the pussy at them. Oh, you're just mad because they're not throwing. It doesn't matter. Is what I'm saying accurate or not? Y'all know that as black women, you all don't have sexual discipline. It's garbage for the dude, and y'all are fucking a lot more than just these 20% niggas, by the way. Because if you actually look at who these motherfuckers are having kids by, that tells the real story. But whatever, we'll just keep it. Dude is 6'2", has the look that they want. They don't got to do shit. Where do you think Netflix and fucking chill come from? Notice how women never got offended by that. And you know that these simps, these dudes that want to throw their money away are getting smarter because women pretty much do all but tell the dude straight up, I don't respect you just because you got money. Because I got all these dick appointments in here anyway. So I don't need you for that. So I can be honest. Because they really think dudes are just gonna give money up for nothing. So these dudes are getting smart. So what they're trying to do is say, well, I got the dude that I like how he looks. So what I want to do is try to, shame him because they don't know how to be. Because see, these are the same people that tell you, well, you have to be feminine, you have to be their muse, you have to be their inspiration. Like Kevin says, they don't know how to do that. So they start acting like your fucking mama and start saying stupid shit like, well, what a real man does or what a masculine man is. Like as if, like, bitch, shut up. You know what a masculine man is? The motherfucker you had a baby by. How about that? And that nigga can't read and write. You got motherfuckers like this is that nigga can't read and write, but you sitting here trying to tell somebody what a masculine man is. And this may not be true for her personally, but a lot of women are embarrassed. Do you not understand that you can shut up a lot of these women just got kids just by telling them produce the father of their children? Produce your baby daddy. Let him speak on your behalf. And they'll shut the fuck up. You know why? Because a lot of these women are embarrassed by the dudes they had kids by. Now I don't know if that's her, but in general, a lot of these women are embarrassed by the dudes. Like even take a dude like Ace Hood. Take a dude. Ace Hood is not some lame nigga. Ace Hood has put some stuff together for himself. That same chick that's mad at Ace Hood and kept Ace Hood from seeing his kids is the same bitch that she's pregnant by another nigga. And see, I don't and see, people will ask, well, who would if you look at both of them, if you look at Love Dorsey or you look at or you look at six, which one would you think has more common sense? Well, common sense would tell you that you would probably assume six does. But honestly, there's shit that six says that Love Dorsey would absolutely disagree with. Because one thing I can say, and y'all can talk that shit all y'all want to as far as somebody's playing lip service to it, fine. I've told, just like with six, I tell you all to produce the clips where Love Dorsey is on that bullshit. Love Dorsey, like that's why people get mad at her, because she does speak saying that a lot of the reasons that y'all lose as women is because y'all trying to play the very games that six is trying to tell y'all to play. Like, really telling a nigga what a masculine man, a feminine man, that's how these bitches are getting pumped and dumped, because niggas are like, man, I will fuck the shit out you and fucking tear your heart out your fucking chest. So, this, what did I say with black love? I said that's bullshit. That's a way of manipulation. And this is why I generally lump Six and Danica Marie together, because they do like soft core manipulation. And if you ask, you got to hear what these people say. Me, Young Grizzly, and Roger, we were gonna. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna let Roger do it because he's in the music. I can't listen to these bitches like that. He was talking about. I told y'all this before. Talking about SZA and fucking Summer Walker. When you listen to the shit that they're saying in their fucking music, the lyrics, these women don't give no fuck about no black love, even though they fucking niggas and having kids. They need to start calling it strag love. There is no, because again, there is no black love without sacrifice. There's no love without sacrifice. That is how you measure it. And then as soon as you start talking about what a masculine man is, what an effeminate man is, like, I promise you, I bet you I'm willing to put $100 up that Six makes more money than her man. Talking that what an effeminate man shit is. I bet you she does. And if she doesn't, I bet you eventually she will, because our social media is rising rapidly. Her social media is rising rapidly, so she will eventually overtake her man. So now all of a sudden he's gonna be a fucking effeminate. And remember, a lot of these women will then say, well, a man is insecure because of how much money I make. Which the fuck is it? And that's usually code for, I like how he looks, but he don't like me because of how much money I make. Or he don't put up with my shit because he don't give a fuck about how much money I make, because he can get a chick that looks just as good as me or not. So technically, why wouldn't he deal with the chick that makes less, that's going to be more compliant? So they get mad and say, well, he's insecure about my money. See, this is the stupid shit they say, and this is why I don't even take them seriously a lot of times. So I don't even know why y'all asking me, man. Shout out to Xanatos Clutch. Like, you, and honestly, you shouldn't, and that's another thing. You all shouldn't even, when a woman says I'm gonna keep it real with you. In my opinion, the proper way to handle a woman, because that's a shit test. That's a bitch shit test. When a woman tries to tell you what a masculine man, like if she try to compare your masculinity to another man to try to disrespect you, quite frankly, if you in the car, you got Uber. I kick her out the fucking car immediately. I say, I pull over, bitch, get the fuck out of my car. And she can feel the way she want to feel, but at that point, she's not in my presence anymore. She can think whatever she want to think about my manhood while she fucking out my goddamn car. And if she don't get out, you drag her ass out. Or if you don't want to do all of that, basically drop her off if you took her on a date or whatever the fuck you did, and then ghost her. End up. That's it. Don't even fucking, like, all this shit I'm doing on YouTube right now. Don't do that in their face. Don't sit there, because when you give a reaction, you're giving the satisfaction that they got a reaction from you. You all are supposed to have enough females around you that you're fucking, at least a couple of fallbacks that you all should be able to just get rid of any of these motherfuckers. That's it. I don't care what ties you have. I don't care what ties you have. That's it. Ghost, yeah. Put the burden on them to replace you, especially if you somebody that you got economics. Even if you think they thinking that bullshit, don't even. And that's another thing too. Fuck that shit too. Don't let women tell you what you insecure with. Don't let them try to emotionally manipulate you. Let me tell you who the fuck you are as a black man. Nigga, you can't put on makeup. Nigga, you can't put on shoes that make you look taller. Nigga, there ain't no fucking thigh surgery or dick lifting in surgery. Well, you get what I'm saying. That's some shit that motherfuckers are actively doing what these bitches are doing. You can't do none of that. You gotta show up how the fuck you are. Generally, how the fuck you look like getting out of bed is what the fuck you generally look like. Maybe with the exception of your hair being brushed or shit. You are how you show the fuck up. These women got girdles, waist trainers, fake titties, fake asses. Half the time, fucking eyelashes, fucking contacts in their eyes that ain't designed for them to be able to see better. Some of them, and I will say this is gender neutral, are getting veneers, which that's gender neutral. So I'll let that go. I didn't even mention the weave. I didn't even mention the makeup. I didn't even mention the social media filters. I didn't even mention the Photoshop. Because all these hoes, I mean, mention the angles in which they taking pictures. You have to show up who you are, and you have to self-improve to be who you want to be. How you are is how you show up. These chicks have cheat. It's like, nigga, you need one cheat code. No, I need like five. I need like nine of them. I need them all. And a lot of times these will be the same women that have the fucking nerve. Like, go type in. I'm gonna tell you something. Go type in MTO news in Google. Dating guru steals wife, and go look at that picture with Six and Kevin. And that's what she looks like without makeup. I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm really not. But what I am trying to say is, you got women that they talk the most shit. Like they find this is why these motherfuckers can't stand when Kevin raped their ass. Nigga, I shout out to Vlad. I didn't know because I'm not paying attention to these chicks like that. This sweetie didn't have no ass and no titties. Y'all remember when I put her in that dress? She looked good in that dress. But I'm like, bitch, you a six with an asterisk. You a six with an asterisk. You not even an adjustable six. You one with an asterisk. Let Kevin say that. These bitches will lose their mind. Because the reality is you all are getting both ones and all of that. And then here's the thing. That's cool. Do you? But you all actually in your mind believe there is zero humility. Women would rather be called a bitch than told to be humble. The humility, even April Mason. Oh, I can't be humble. I can't be humble. I can't be humble. Well, bitch, be by yourself then. Because black men don't gotta be around your ass. And these dumb niggas ain't really figured that out. These niggas haven't figured out that they don't gotta. I'm not talking about being around no black women. I'm talking about you don't gotta be around black women that don't benefit you. Well, that means I'm gonna be alone. Well, you know what? Black men are much more cooler with being alone than black women. Y'all really believe y'all being around women? Yeah, I need a female's energy. Like y'all, some of y'all are dumb. The problem with, okay, I know what the issue with the rating system is. The problem that y'all have with the rating system is you all's bottom. See, nobody really thinks about y'all. I know y'all have never called nobody no one, not seriously, no one, two, or three. So technically, the ugliest that a woman can be in a lot of y'all's heads is like a four. Technically, fours and fives are ugly. And then a six is like a chick with an ugly face, but she got a fat ass. Like she may have a decent body, maybe like one thing that really pops, but the face ain't all of that. Six to a lot of y'all is put a paper bag over and I still fuck. BGS said the majority of women are four, fives, and sixes. That's what BGS says. But a lot of y'all don't believe that because no, I didn't, and I'm not gonna see it. But people have commented on it. I've commented on it. So I understand what you all are trying to say. But the truth is, a six is cute to pretty. A seven is more naturally cute with no makeup. So, like, they can be fine. Think about it. Alicia Keys is a seven, natural. So, if Alicia Keys is a seven, natural, then yes, Sweetie is a six, natural. That is with the build a body she got. Now you take out her ass and her titties and her full lips that she got too. What? And you all think I'm full of shit? What does Kylie look like without her ass and her titties and her full lips? Exactly. So I understand how typically guys rate shit. Six is like, oh fuck. Seven is like what, like kind of Kevin said a six is. And so really y'all are not really, Kevin is rating women based on like how real models get rated. He's rating motherfuckers like America's Next Top Model would be rating motherfuckers. And y'all don't have typically have that eye because y'all are not really evaluating women. Y'all looking like, does she make my dick hard or not? That's that scale. And that's the normal scale. So I understand what you're saying with that. But the reality is that naturally Sweetie is a six. Now if she gets dolled up and everything because she looked like eight to some of y'all, sure. But the reality is Sweetie is a completely manufactured female. And I'm sorry, these chicks like in it, like the problem is you have a lot of women that like the narciss, like it's funny. I love how women keep calling men narcissists. Black women are way more narcissistic on a law of averages than women than men are. Black women, because see, unlike because white women and Latin women, their men have the power to hold them in check. So they don't run away. They don't like fly out of orbit like that. Women, black women have been in out of orbit for decades now. And social media has just turned that shit to 1,000. They're just as narcissistic as they are fat, to the point where you actually have black women that they will go out in public looking like shit and thinking nobody can tell them shit. Nobody. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about like the rating system. I mean, Sweetie's an attractive woman, but understand something. I wouldn't have like knowing what I know now. I wouldn't have felt for her like that. Like when you look at how Justin LeBoy looks at her, Justin LeBoy don't look at her through like with the eyes of glee like Quavo did. Yeah, these bit like a lot of these, and I'm not trying to hate. Oh, you got plastic surgery, so you written off. I'm not necessarily saying that. I'm not marrying no chick like that, but I'm not necessarily saying that. But what I'm saying, like I showed you that Jilly chick. So let's like okay, compare Sweetie to Jilly. And Jilly looks like that. That's how like she got makeup. When you take the makeup off and all, that's what she really comes with. Let's get the fuck out of here, man. Like just because see, a lot of y'all are associating status with her. Y'all, man, She the look at her, she's status. And y'all are giving status to these females. And y'all gotta stop doing that. Like they status don't mean shit. But anyway, like I was saying, because this is already going to be an hour. Um, at the end of the day, you're disrespecting black love by you're basically, it's just like what people do to pro black. People don't respect people that say pro black now because you bastardize it. So that's that. And then this thing about, well, what a real man is and a real man that's just a different phrasing of it. Effeminate men do this, effeminate men do that. Please. Effeminate men, effeminate men, effeminate men. I'm like, you know what? That shit has as much power as you allow it to from a female saying it. That has as much power as you assign it to. And at the end of the day, hey, it is what it is, but whatever. And look who Jilly got. Look at the dudes that Jilly got. Jilly got what was the dude from Houston Texans? The quarterback. Let's cut the bullshit. JB the realest Brown, appreciate that. Appreciate that $50 super chat from JB, the cash app from a while ago. Honestly, it's time to turn the page on Cynthia G. I'm sorry, y'all. Like, I've been to the Philippines, man. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I fuck better looking women than Sweetie. And I know that's gonna sound like, yeah, Deshaun Watson. I know that's gonna sound like I'm capping like a motherfucker. But nigga, I have fucked Doja Cat. Doja Cat is over fucking rated. Doja Cat has a sagging body. As soon as Doja Cat gets pregnant once, her body's going to be fucked. I can already see it. Gabrielle Union is a very attractive woman, and her stuff is held up. I mean, she's damn near 48. But another thing too, man. Another thing too, y'all. Like the ratings. A lot of this little petty shit don't even matter because, like, I could care less about some fucking ratings. Like, I really can. And I know some of y'all niggas want these women to be knocked down a peg, but the reality is that's not your place to do it. Luckily, it's a time where the environment's gonna handle that. Man, fuck Tila Tequila with her racist ass. She ain't even that attractive as an Asian. She really ain't. Like these hoes, like honestly, man, y'all need to take it. Yeah, yep. So y'all need to go overseas. Y'all need to go overseas. That's all I got to say. Because a lot of y'all ain't really seen an attractive look at women. Y'all really like I can tell, and y'all be thirsty as hell. Yeah, because okay. I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna end it. Why do y'all think those makeup channels get so much fucking views on YouTube? Why do you think though, like the makeup channels rival the gaming channels? Why do you think that is? Why do you think that is? Anyway, make sure y'all hit the cash app. Like I said, now that I got all y'all in here, check out Kevin Samuels Instagram live. He'll probably upload some of them on YouTube. This is kind of like the type of conversation y'all wanted to see. Um he said shout out to Xanatos Clutch. And so check that out. He's also, I believe, 5,000 away from he's 5,000 away from 1 million. So he'll probably hit it by the end of the month. Probably this weekend actually. And then next up, probably within the next I'd probably say what you got July, August, September. Shit, by the time my birthday, you'll probably pass Mike Rashid. But yeah, man, like a lot of y'all a lot of y'all need to I mean, not even go overseas. Y'all need to fucking go to Arizona. Go somewhere. Y'all be really like overvaluing some of these chicks. Like, damn. But anyway, like that real and that would be a great topic, by the way. That'd be a shout out to Charles. Charles, no, yeah, what an effeminate man is, or what a masculine man is. That's not really a woman's place to be saying this shit. Not to the extent that she does. And she's very liberal and loose with the lips about this shit. And if you notice, you put like I would love to do an infographic and then put her picture on it and do it real good. Be like, notice that and I'll do a disclaimer. Notice that nothing a masculine man does is ever counterintuitive to basically the benefit. Notice nothing a masculine man does ever not benefits a woman or some shit like that, or it's ever counterintuitive to what a woman's best interest is. And then I'll put the top 10 things that a feminine man does, or a masculine man does, and then compare it. And then compare that list to fucking Boyce Watkins and notice that bullshit is eerily similar. So yeah, man. Probably Jessica was already gonna do it anyway. And then I probably just pushed her over. Now he ain't gonna hit no 2 million before New Year's. Y'all wilding out. Well, I mean, my thing is you don't even gotta really go overseas. I mean, again, a lot of this stuff is distraction. Like I don't get like, yes, we know that what she's gonna do is say, what a real man is and what a real man ain't, and rather than saying what a real man ain't, she's gonna put in what an effeminate man does versus a real man. That's what she does, and then list all the things that benefit women, and that's going to be under what a masculine man does, and then all the things that don't benefit women is going to be what it benefit then. That's pretty much her in a nutshell. So if y'all want to go over there and look at her like eye candy, be my guest. Stop being thirsty and liking her shit. Just if you're gonna do something, just save the pic. That way you don't give her the satisfaction of liking the shit if y'all really want to do that. Personally, I don't even, she's pretty much kind of revealed her card The thing is, she's got a lot of mature. I think she's like 30 years old. She's got some maturing to do. She really does. Honestly, she really don't. She likes to talk about Derek Jackson, but to be honest with you, they kind of got the same kind of level. She may have a little bit more game insight and life experience because she kind of did the Players Club thing. But outside of that, when she gets mad, she gets real petty real quick. And if you actually start to press on her a little bit when it comes to her positions, it's really not there like you would think it is. She just knows how to say some real shit pretty consistently. But she knows she's bullshitting when she says that too. I don't K dot y'all need to stop asking me about these dumb bitches. I really don't care about them. Especially the ones y'all asking. Six, I have my disagreements. She's not the worst person in the world, but some of these chicks y'all are talking about, like that bitch is fat. The other bitch you talking about, K Dot, she's fat. It's clear she had weight loss surgery. She's fat. End of. Tommy did not destroy Kwame. What are you talking about? Like honestly, a lot motherfuckers don't even cape for Tommy like that no more, and that's mainly because of that Kwame situation. Stop kissing Tommy's ass, man. Are you fucking serious? You're literally the only motherfucker that said that. Cool flip. Yeah, that's all that is. And then she'll get mad if somebody really takes it there. And all you really got to do to really drill her ass is if you get somebody like like imagine if Charles started talking shit. Well, she can't say he's short. She can't say he ain't got money. She can't say he ain't a masculine man. She can't say he don't get bitches. She can't say he's dark skinned. So she has an affinity for that. So if he started saying this shit, she fucking cry. That's all you got to do. You get somebody that removes all the bullshit that show her little go tos. You're short. You're this. You're that. You do that, and then you start drilling. She ain't gonna do shit. And she stay away from situations like that. She know what time it is. Like I promise you, if Anton would be talking shit, she start clowning Anton. Even though Anton's been married for 17 years, so he ain't gotta be all that. And Anton's wife is attractive. Anton ain't got no ugly wife. And it ain't like her wife, wear hair like she wants to. So you can't even say, oh well, nope. And Anton picked at least right enough for a chick that stuck with him when everything wasn't going the greatest. So it doesn't matter. Oh well, you're not this nigga. You try to be out. It doesn't matter because the person he's with, that's all. He don't got to worry about the dating market like that. I don't need to. I've already explained why I don't really like Tommy like that. So I'm not gonna relitigate that. And really, y'all keep going back and forth on Jessica. Y'all kill me with that. Yeah, what's up, Charles? I'm like, y'all really be talking this shit. Cool flip, like I said, you the only nigga that's saying that. So I'm in the majority. And I already told you all, like, I don't know why y'all niggas are so fucking emotionally invested in other motherfuckers validating who the fuck y'all like. I don't understand that. Y'all niggas need everybody to like Tommy Sotomayor. Why? Like, I swear to God, a lot of y'all be going to y'all favorite YouTubers and what do y'all think about Tommy? Nigga, why do you care? Why does he, like, for real? Oh yeah, man. But no, but I'm not here for that petty shit. I'm really not, cause I'm really not here for that petty shit. That high school bullshit. Oh well, you're not a masculine man. Well, you a bitch. You don't really get to determine that anyway. Like says the black females that they can't stand their baby fathers have. Nigga, remember when fucking Love Dorsey, that chick was calling in, I shared that video, and that woman acted like she was on suicide watch because the child support courts like didn't go in her favor, and like he ain't really paying no money like that. She said he ain't, the money he paying ain't even worth her going to court. Love Dorsey was like, well, why you going in? So what the fuck you going for? I don't know. He need to be held accountable. And it was funny. She was sitting there taking her head. That's how I knew she was a real one at that point. When she took her head and banged it against the seat while she was talking, I said, "Oh yeah, she a real one right there. She got her badge as far as I'm concerned." Cause that means she was legit trying to get through to her ass. Like she need to be held. He need to be held accountable. No, bitch, you liked how he looked. You had his baby without marriage, and now you mad. No, you're gonna just have to be mad. And now you fucking paying Love Dorsey to be your fucking guidance counselor and shit. You pay her for a guidance counselor because you don't know how to discipline your pussy. You mad because the courts won't allow you to be a baby mama terrorist. Hmm. I can see Mr. Palmer go. So Mr. Palmer, what do you think about the judge's decision? Mr. Palmer be just like a sports dude after like Trey Young after he whooped 76's ass. I think the judge made the right decision. You know, most of these women when they go to court, these are just might as well be petty civil suits. These are just petty um baby mama terrorists. Well, what do you think he should do now that he's won this child support settling? Well, do you think he should work with it? Oh, no, no, no. Look, man, I'm not necessarily Republican, but I definitely believe in the Republicans' foreign policy. You don't negotiate with terrorists. At the end of the, so basically keep your receipts and make sure that any interaction and hours are logged and stay on it because she gonna try to go to court again. Make sure you got your day, you build up your days at your job because she's gonna try to go back to court again. She's gonna try to cycle through another judge till she finds the right bitch that'll fuck you up. So be ready. But this judge made a great decision. We need more like him. Chick, and then she in the background crying like on a Maury Povich show. You are not the father. I can't believe they didn't raise the child support. That shit ain't even worth the court costs I gotta pay. I just need him held accountable. What the fuck are you talking about held accountable? What are you talking about? Keep in mind, these are the masculine men that they're having children with. Remember that. These little bastards that can't read and write. Those are had by masculine men. And that's why black women are so happy today because they're having kids with masculine men, right? Anyway. All that shit is manipulation, man. When you understand what the state of the black community, and even when black men do it, black men want to talk who's masculine, who's not. Like, let's talk about economics. Then niggas want to bring up the white man got his foot on your neck, but that's never effeminate, right? I don't even like. That's why I don't even like the select and non-select argument, because black people have demonstrated, for the most part, they don't really have an ability to really talk about this shit without bringing their own fucking biases and emotions into it. Even with black men, like I said, with Psycho, Psycho was sitting there talking about, nigga, you gay, Kevin's gay, everybody's gay, blah blah blah. I'm like, this nigga lost his mind, and it was funny because these niggas, y'all niggas talk about gender all day. And I'm like, yo, it's interesting you brought up Shahrazad Ali. And the first thing she want to say is, when you ask about the manosphere, well, y'all must got turned by a man. I'm like, yo, bitch, what fucking homo do you know that really is anti-black woman? Like where do you see where do you see that at? I mean, Psycho was losing his mind, and I was disappointed. I'm like trying to get him to calm down. But that nigga was on one. Once he started, yeah, yeah, yo, you, nigga, yo, you gender gang banging. I'm gonna do a video on that soon. I'm gonna try to do an upload. Like, also we gender gang bangers now. Y'all gender gang banging. Nigga, that shit is evil. What the fuck are you talking about? Smargo, that's the last time you gonna say that shit in my chat. You say that again, you getting blocked. I'm just gonna tell you that straight up. Hey, you on that Mortal Kombat final hit shit. You gonna be the first nigga to get blocked that actually donates to me. Mm, like, seriously. Because at this point, you kind of trolling just to be trolling, and you really way too young to be talking that dumb shit like that. Like, I'm dead ass. Because quite frankly, what you doing, and I don't really care if you don't understand it or not, you're disrespecting black men when you do that shit. Like, the Angry Man and Cerulean them had that dishwasher terminology, and I know you don't know that, but honestly, like, that shit, like, I hate to use the term divisive, but that's literally what you're kind of communicating right now. And all that does is create hatred. Like, the shit you doing is what creates coons. It basically creates dudes that have a special type of hatred towards the black community. Well, I'm not joking. I'm dead ass serious, because he keeps doing it. A joke, if it's a joke you don't tell over and over and over again. What comedian do you know tells the same joke over and over again until it starts to piss people off? And I'm gonna keep it real with you. Honestly, in other communities, like, there would be violence that would be used to control that shit. Go to Jamaica and see how that shit works. Well, I'm not joking. I'm dead ass serious. Cause that's like literally like the 30th time between the comment section and the chat I've seen him say that. And see, the thing is, Smirko sees himself as the productive class, the reproductive class, because he already said he wasn't gonna be no stepfather. So the problem is, see, this is why a lot of black men don't work together, because you got a lot of dudes that they think, because of carnal shit, that they think they better than other niggas. And this is why you got other black men. This is why dudes don't really give a fuck about motherfuckers winding up in prison, and they leave y'all there to get fucked by other men. Because dudes, like, because y'all motherfuckers really say stupid shit like what you saying. I don't think you really understand the type of mentality that shit creates amongst dudes. I really don't think you really understand what's coming out your fucking mouth. A lot of black people don't understand what's coming out their mouth when they say shit. They no, it's not. No, it's not the truth. No, it's not the truth. It's not. Like nigga, first of all, the stepfather, first of all, black millennials are not stepfathers like that. That's why these women are single mothers. You talking about, well, if you want to save the black community, well, first of all, my channel is not about saving the black community. You know, we got SYSBM for that. So my point is you come to my channel saying that shit to try to provoke me when you know my shit ain't about saving the black community. So it's kind of like, well, I'm just gonna say this shit for what? What? And then on top of that, you get upset. Because here's the thing, the reason why I'm really getting annoyed by this is we've already had the Pookie and Ray Ray classic man wars. Dudes are not trying to go back to that. I'm sorry you missed that shit, but we had those battles. Shout out to Clutch. We're not going back there. If y'all young motherfuckers, quite frankly, the Z's are not being stepfathers to nobody. Nigga, the dudes that you would call squares, they're dating out. So they're not even entertaining that. So there's no point in you having the argument because the millennials are not doing it and the Z's are not doing it. And the Xers are too old to do it. So nobody's really doing the stepfather thing unless they're trying to bargain basement shop, meaning they're trying to get a higher chick than they otherwise could get without a kid. So you bringing it up, talk about where the community is gonna die, then you might as well say it's gonna die then, because dudes are not doing that. They're not. End up. So you bringing it up over and over and over and over again is really just you trying to provoke from what your opinion you think is a square. And I'm sorry you have these fucking cracked out binary two-dimensional views about squares and like street dudes or whatever, and you're on team street dude. I don't give a fuck about that. I'm beyond that. And I'm gonna keep it real with you. I consider dudes that operate like that, that's like a low IQ argument. And that includes dudes that are squares that they want to pathologize all dudes that are in urban environments. I consider that low IQ nigga shit, and I'm beyond that. I can speak to certain nuances on it, and sometimes I will. But man, I dealt with that shit 2, 3 years ago. I'm not dealing with that shit again because honestly, niggas like that, you generally can't work with them anyway because they operate in these fucking psychological tribal mentalities. So I really don't like to see it because it's a waste of my fucking time, even to fucking address it. Yeah. I mean, you know, Xanatos has been in this game. I mean, you got motherfuckers like just like when SWP used to say, yeah, man, you know, the black community is light skinned women, dark skinned men, and dark skinned women. I'm like, nigga, do you understand how fucking stupid you are by saying that? And see, when you hear black people say stupid shit like that, you like, oh yeah, I see why we fucked up. I see why we fucked up. And it's not about being mad. It's like if you can't understand how fucking dumb, if you can't understand how sexually like limiting that shit is, but you want to act like you a nigga that that you a nigga that can tell other niggas shit, but you got this like fear of light skinned men. Oh well, uh uh you know, light skinned women, they see light skinned men as their sister. Okay, then why are y'all so threatened? Like it's stupid. I don't well, I'm telling you, I don't give a fuck about being sarcastic. I'm being very clear. What I'm saying is as these come up, they're not gonna be stepfather. They're not doing the stepfather thing. Dude, look, sarcasm is to be used sparingly. Smargo literally litters my comment section with that sarcasm. I understand what sarcastic humor is. And sarcasm is not something to be said over and over and over in the same like general vicinity. That's why I'm saying that. I didn't just jump and hear that shit. Exactly, cool flip. Exactly. So I don't have a personal issue with Smurgo, but what I am saying is like I don't want to hear that shit no more. And I've said it kind of nice. I'm like, I'm not gonna keep on saying it over and over and over and over again. And then there's context to that. I would say that to any of y'all. Like, I don't want to hear the same shit over and 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 over again. Look, man, I'm not no team light skin. I don't like no. I'm not even on that. But at the same time, this bull like whatever, man. The point I get what you're saying, but my point is like a lot of these niggas try to act like they above shit that they not above. And you see it. Even with Jason Black, you see it when it comes out. I don't believe in let it burn. What I believe in, if you gonna be serious about shit, you gonna be serious about it. Otherwise, I'm not gonna play with y'all niggas and y'all sexual politicking. That's what I'm saying. The majority of what the fuck y'all say is sexual politicking. And I'm not here to engage with you with that. People will sit there and try to call it being pro-black, they'll call it black love, but at the end of the day, all of it is sexual politicking. Very few people are actually serious. They just want to sexually politic on YouTube. I'm not really here for that. So I don't care. At the end of the day, the gap between dudes having kids is growing. And dudes are not out here like cause that argument has been put out there where dudes are sitting there like, well, if you go deal with black women, you gonna have to deal with eventually deal with women that have kids because that's how many are out there. Well, then niggas are not gonna deal with women that have kids. They're just not gonna. I mean, that's just gonna be what that's gonna be. No, I don't have to, dude. I don't have to see again. I do not have to denounce people. That's not. And by the way, I have been. You've seen me be antagonistic towards not only Obsidian, but I've been antagonistic towards O'Shea in his last couple of videos. But that don't mean I gotta denounce people. What are you talking about? That's why. See, y'all need to shut the fuck up saying that he's just trolling. Because y'all really don't know the context by which what he's been doing and what I've been seeing him do. It ain't sarcasm if you're constantly see that shit ain't sarcasm. What I'm saying, and like I said, dude, because you really on like the red line with me on that. The problem is, Smurgo, you want to be right so bad. You want to just say what you say over and over and over again. And I think you really underestimate how much I gotta tolerate you saying that. That's my thing. Like I said, honestly, if you want to do that shit, you need to go on BGS's Shatterpoint and say that stupid shit so you can get a proper roasting. Don't fucking be in the chat spamming my chat and spamming my comment section. Verbalize that shit so they can properly deal with you in BGS's Shatterpoint so you can get put in the chair. Anyway, I've had this shit's been on too long anyway. Anyway, y'all, with that being said, this is Edward signing off. Peace. Yeah. Yeah, I am gonna dump him off the BGS because I mean, if he's going from channel to channel to channel saying this dumb shit, like I said, that's not being sarcastic. I don't like y'all need to actually start listening what's being said. That's that fucking dishwasher argument shit.